Yes, Sid! Go, 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 go!
It was fun because the sight lines were so big. So
yeah.
I just, like, chased her down. We have some sort of bad news. Going to the hospital.
What you doing?
Working on my mantras.
Okay, what are your mantras?
Greatness is doable.
Greatness is doable. That's very inspirational. I like that.
Yeah, because it's like you just have to do the thing.
You just have to do greatness.
And then the other mantra.
The other mantra.
Turn on the camera.
That's very inspirational as well.
Extremely inspirational. Hey team, welcome back to our channel. If you're new, I'm Sid.
And I'm Mackie.
And on this channel, we are bringing the mountain bike race experience to you here on YouTube.
Specifically today, we are bringing the Grand Targhee Montana Enduro Series race experience to you.
Yeah, and we're very excited. This is a really awesome enduro, really awesome bike park. We came here last year kind of on a whim, and we were like, we have to come back and ride Grand Targhee. And so here we are. I'm gonna wear the camera for day 1, and Mackie's gonna wear it for day 2. So you get 2 different perspectives. I'm bringing a coat and warm gloves because even though it's late August, it's very cold at the top of this mountain. And last year at this race, I had very cold hands, and I hate having cold hands. So I'm gonna wear the Osprey Packs Savu hip belt. Mackie's just going pockets today. It's a pretty short day. We're riding the big bikes. Cool, I think that covered all the bases. Shall we get going?
Get going.
Whenever you're ready.
All right. Stage 1 was 1.4 miles long and dropped 1,100 feet. It started on Grand Targhee's newest jump trail, Buffalo Drop. This trail has a pretty large step down right at the beginning that I decided to go around because I never had a chance to do it in practice. This line wasn't very pretty, but it did work. The second half of the stage took us onto one of my favorite trails, Sticks and Stones. This trail is super rocky and super fast. There isn't much line choice, but you have to pump really hard and stay on top of it to maintain speed through these rough, rocky bits. Maybe a little uninspired. I think I was a little concerned that the tape was gonna be weird.
Yeah.
But it was fine.
Good.
I think I was fast on Sticks and Stones, but maybe I was fast and that's why it didn't feel flowy, or maybe I was slow. I don't know.
Okay.
I feel like when I rode it in practice, I had a little bit more
flow going on, but you might not have been.
It might have been that just like the suspension being kind of cold.
Well, it also might flow better at a slower speed, honestly,
Possibly,
like a lot of trails do.
I hit rim on my front tire really hard, and so then I kind of worried about that for a second.
But then it was fine.
Yeah.
Good.
It was okay. After stage 1, we climbed for about 25 minutes to the top of stage 2, a trail called Ain't Life Grand. This stage is 2.2 miles long and descends 800 feet. We are now out of the bike park and into the resort's impressive network of cross-country trails. The start of this trail is wide open with beautiful views and quite a bit of sprinting. From Ain't Life Grand, we connected into Peaked Trail, which took us all the way to the finish with many, many switchbacks and several punchy climbs. Because the sight lines are so long, I could almost immediately see the racer who had started 45 seconds in front of me, and that was super motivating. After chasing for the entire stage, I finally caught the racer in front of me in the very last corner. Second one was really good.
Good.
It was fun because the sight lines were so big. So
Yeah.
I just, like, chased her down.
Cool.
It was fun.
So you caught your 30-second person.
It was more than 30 seconds.
Okay, good. Nice job.
There was no transition between these 2 stages, and since I was feeling pretty good at the end of stage 2, I decided to drop right in, which turned out to be a mistake. Stage 3, Andy's Trail, dropped only 420 feet while climbing 100 feet over 1.6 miles. So I guess you could say it was pretty much a downhill sprint. Just a few minutes in, I started feeling pretty gassed. By 3/4 of the way, I cracked completely. and on the last climb, I felt like I was barely even moving. I rallied when I knew the end was near, and luckily I was looking fast again by the time I passed Mackie with the camera.
Yes, it! Go, 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 go! Woo! How was that last stage?
That was really brutal.
Yeah.
I kind of cracked. Like, I don't think I've gone that hard for that long, like, all year. I think maybe I should have rested more between them. I was just like in go mode.
Yeah,
I was
you're
like,
ready
I'm
to just
fit.
go.
I don't need to stop. And about halfway through, I was like, right towards the end, I was like, I can't even pedal anymore.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna pump for this. I think I did go really hard on the second one.
Good.
So I just didn't have
as much on the last
I'm
one.
not sure anyone felt good on that one.
No, the last one was pretty hard.
Like, how was it?
Really good in that I had the most boring day. Like, not the trails I had a blast on, but like I didn't catch anybody or pass anybody. I didn't even see dust really. I didn't crash, I didn't have any mechanicals. I just had a totally clean day, which is totally boring and just the way I like it. So I'm stoked. As of right now, I am in first. I think we're gonna go do like a practice lap on tomorrow's 2 stages, the 2 really hard ones, Blondie and Rock Garden. Hopefully those are nice and smooth and just have another good clean day tomorrow.
We have some sort of bad news. Going to the hospital.
Yay!
Made it through the race, went out to do some more practicing, and of course wasn't wearing the camera. It wasn't an interesting crash, it wasn't even a hard crash. There was just, I kind of failed and fell down, and there was like a rock, and I put my hand in it, and I have apparently dislocated one of my fingers. Can't get it back in, so we're gonna have to go to the hospital. It was one of those crashes that happens that you're like, that didn't happen, like you're in denial. It's like I crashed and I'm like, but I didn't do anything wrong. Why did I crash? Like just something went sort of wrong and I was like, oh, I got this. And then I like bailed to the side and was like about to get going again when I was like, something's really wrong with my hand. And I barely fell down.
We tried to put it back in. She tried to put it back in initially.
Yeah.
And then rode the rest of the trail. And then I sort of felt around, which I am no medical expert. And then her dad, who's a nurse, felt it and tried to get it back in.
Unfortunately, we have to drive like half an hour to go to the hospital, which is not how I wanted to spend this afternoon. Not how Mackie did either.
I'd go to the hospital with you any day.
Oh, what a man, what a man.
I'm sorry.
And still in bike clothes and bumped, basically.
I want to see why you have blood on your finger. Can you show us?
It's not that bad. I just amputated my calluses.
Sid's trying to get the heart rate monitor to drop as much as possible.
It's not going down.
No, you had dropped it to 72 for a second there.
It's a little amped up.
So what's the status? What's the plan?
The plan is to get an x-ray, apparently.
So basically they won't,
On it.
yeah, in case anything's broken or something, they don't want to like...
Look how ridiculous it looks.
I know, it looks so funny.
That's actually like the most comfortable position. It's like...
It like dips right down here, which it should not be doing at all.
Oh, it looks like a spaghetti finger.
Fractured.
I'll put my arrow right by it.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
I mean, this should be
Yeah.
all up there, right?
And so not dislocated or
No.
that and dislocated?
Well, no. I'm gonna splint you today.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna splint these 2 fingers.
Okay.
And I'll have you follow up with probably an orthopedic hand specialist would be wise.
Pretty much broke off like a third of my knuckle, which not recommended. By the time this video goes out, be a few weeks off, we will have more updates on the healing and everything on Patreon. They'll be a little bit more up to date. Pretty disappointed just for this weekend because I was riding really well and having a lot of fun, which often seems to be when these kind of things happen. I didn't feel like I necessarily made any mistake when I crashed. I think I just got a little unlucky with the way that I came off the bike. At this point, I don't know quite what the ramifications are. Might need a pin, but it also might not. I'll put a video up here from last year when Mackie broke his wrist. That was a bummer, but we took you through that process and showed how he was able to train even when he was broken. So you'll see some of that from me coming up. In the next video, we'll take you through day 2 of this race. I think Mackie's gonna go out there and crush it, so stay tuned for that. And in the meantime, don't forget to be more awesome.